If you're a lady, this is probably going to be one of the most useful videos. In this video, you're going to learn about oral hygiene recipe and feminine hygiene recipe using clove and how to make clove water. To not only improve your oral hygiene, but amazing ways you can use clove to improve your feminine health and especially help you for the summer. Stay tuned. Cloves are known to be high in antioxidants. They are anti-inflammatory, and best of all, they are antimicrobial, antibacterial, and antifungal. That means it can help fight certain bacterial infection, especially when it comes to yeast infection. When you buy your cloves, make sure they are organic. That way you can exclude all the pesticides or any other harsh chemicals or toxins. I made 2 previous videos on cloves, so you can check those out if you want more details about cloves and other ways that you can utilize it. But in this video, I'm going to focus on hygiene uses for cloves, so mainly oral uses, as well as for feminine health and feminine hygiene. So my first recipe is using cloves for oral hygiene. And one of my favorite oral hygiene uses for cloves is making oil pulling recipe using coconut oil and clove powder. In case you don't know what oil pulling is, it's an Ayurvedic practice that cleans and detoxifies your body and mouth through the use of oil pulling. Use the oil of your choice. I prefer coconut oil, and I like to add cloves to it because cloves are great when it comes to oral health. It is great at soothing tooth pain because of the eugenol properties in the cloves. It's an anesthetic that helps soothe gum and toothache. So I like to add it to this. Oil pulling is a great way to prevent cavities. I've been doing oil pulling for several years now. It helped me get rid of my cavities, and when I'm consistent with it, I don't have problems with my teeth or gums. I try to do it as much as possible. You can oil pull every day. So basically, you take some coconut oil, add some clove powder to it, and you want to swish it in your mouth for about 15 to 20 minutes and spit it out. When you oil pull, you are not only cleaning your teeth, but you are detoxifying your body and your mouth. So it's a great practice if you can do it every day, not only for oral health, but also to promote holistic health. One thing I have to note here is that you have to brush your mouth after oil pulling because you have lots of toxins that you just pulled from the oil pulling sitting around your mouth that needs to be brushed out really clean. And also do not spit this oil in your sink because it will clog it, so spit it in your trash can or elsewhere. By the way, I usually have a mixture that lasts for about a week to 2 weeks. However, just for the purpose of this video, I just showed a little clip of just taking a spoon of coconut oil and adding some clove powder to it. And I'll show you that mixture later on in this video because I'm going to be using it for another recipe. Another oral hygiene recipe that I like to use cloves with is making my own mouthwash. For this mouthwash, I used about 2 tablespoons of aloe gel. By the way, I have this aloe gel in my freezer for a while. I do preserve my aloe gel by freezing them, put it out to thaw. I usually use about 3 tablespoons of this aloe gel, or about 1/4 cup, and dilute it with about equal parts of water. And then I added about a teaspoon of clove powder and mixed it up. And this is what I use as a mouth rinse or mouthwash after I'm done brushing my teeth. This doesn't only make your mouth feel clean, but it leaves your mouth smelling fresh. It kills bad bacteria and helps your mouth stay fresh. You can also use just diluted clove water, and I'm going to show you how to make clove water in a little bit. Now here's the most requested recipe on my viral video, clove water. The question was, how do you make clove water? And I'm about to show you how I make my clove water. So first of all, make sure you use organic cloves. This is a 2 tablespoon measuring spoon. So I use 2 tablespoons of the clove, add it to a mason jar, and this is a 32-ounce mason jar. Now you want to boil some water, and then you're going to pour the water in the jar. I normally pour it until it's full, but I made a little less than intended. But you can always add more water to it. And then you want to tightly close this and let it sit for at least 3 hours before you use it. By the way, close the jar as soon as you're done pouring the water, because the steam is good for the clove water, because part of the steam, just like distilled water, it enhances the clove water. It is ready. It's about 3 hours. And the longer it sits, the darker the color gets. Clove water is not only great for your overall immune support, but it is a great way to include antioxidants to your diet. But most importantly, especially if you're a female, this is a great natural remedy for yeast infection or UTI. This is what I use when I see signs or symptoms of yeast infection. You can consume it with your tea, or you can make shots like this. I usually use between 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of the clove water when I make my tea or when I make a shot. So you can either make shots or just add it to any tea that you drink, as I am doing right here. It is a great remedy for yeast infection. By the way, clove water goes really well with hibiscus tea with ginger. It tastes amazing. And I made plenty of videos on making tea using clove water. Now, this next recipe is something that I feel a little uncomfortable sharing, but I'm going to share it because it had helped me greatly. And this is a remedy to help with the outer symptoms of UTI or yeast infection. This is the recipe that I use to help with yeast infection as well as the symptoms of it, the itchiness and all that. I've never tried any yeast infection ointment or remedy that works better than this. So this is the coconut oil and clove mixture that I use for oil pulling, and it's the same mixture that I use when I make this feminine hygiene recipe. Coconut oil is also anti-inflammatory, has antimicrobial and antibacterial benefits. It is antifungal as well. With this tea tree oil, which has antifungal and antiseptic properties, helps remedy yeast infection. It works wonders. Use about half a tablespoon of this coconut oil clove mixture and then 2 drops of tea tree oil and just mix it really well. And then we're going to use this and take a pad, sanitary napkin, whatever you call it. And then we want to spread this on the pad and just put it on. You can leave it on overnight, and you can leave it on during the day as well. I normally leave it on for a couple of hours, unless if it's overnight, and take it off. But this thing is so amazing. It is antifungal. It helps get rid of bacteria and yeast and all that yucky stuff, and it greatly helps with the itchiness of the symptoms of yeast infection. If you do have sensitive skin, omit the essential oil, the tea tree oil. And when you do use tea tree oil, make sure you use a quality organic tea tree oil. And you just need like 2 drops. You don't need much of that at all. But guys, when I say this works like magic, oh my goodness. Even though this is uncomfortable sharing, but I've been doing this for the last few years. I am very sensitive to especially sugary foods and overly processed foods, ultra processed foods. Since I discovered this recipe and drinking clove water, they've been my natural remedy to protect me from getting UTIs or yeast infections. And in the events that I eat sugary foods, which is a big trigger for me to have yeast infection, this is my to-go-to remedy. It is an effective natural recipe that works wonders for me without the harsh chemicals or toxins. And before you try anything, especially on your private areas, make sure you consult with your gynecologist. Make sure you do a little tester to make sure that you don't have allergic reaction. And if you have sensitive skin, this might not be for you. The other way you can use clove water is making this spray. It helps deodorize, that area down there, as well as your underarms, to eliminate and prevent the growth of bacteria. Deodorizes your underarms, your private areas, and eliminate odor while helping to enhance your beauty. It can be used on your entire body. Not only does it moisturize your body, it has amazing antioxidant benefits, and it also helps repel mosquitoes and bugs. So it is a great spray to have during the summer. You can spray it all over your body, not only to protect you from the bugs and mosquitoes, but also moisturize your skin and help your skin get super soft and smooth. So cloves, guys, cloves are just my bestie all the way around. Like, I use it for almost everything. By the way, if you haven't checked out my other 2 previous clove videos, do check those out because it has amazing information about using cloves for beauty benefits as well as making teas and other recipes. This wraps it up for this video. I appreciate your time. If you like this video or learn anything from it and appreciate my time and effort, please don't forget to give it a like. Also, if you're elevating to become a better version of yourself and you want to learn healthier recipes when it comes to food recipes, beauty recipes, as well as personal product recipes, do subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that post notification button so you'll be notified every time I post a video. I thank you for your time. I hope you have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are, and I hope to catch you on my next video.